Okay, so here is my project. I did it on Wes Gibbins from How to Get Away with Murder, and that's him right there. So just a little bit about Wes. He gets accepted to Middleton Law School at the beginning of How to Get Away with Murder, and the lady Annalise Keating, who is the teacher of his law school class, accepts him to be like her intern. And so yeah. And like before Annalise like formally knew him, he doesn't know that, but she knows that, as Christoph Edmund, um, because when he was a kid, he actually killed his mom, and Annalise worked on her case. She didn't know at first that he killed her, but he didn't know either. So yeah, that happened. And she defended his mom, which died in the case. And throughout Wes's life, there have been like many sketchy situations that he's been involved in. So that is why he has disorders. So on to the next. He has many unfortunate life events, starting with when he killed his mom at the age of 12 and then erased it from his memory. So he doesn't really ever remember that. But later, near the end of season 2 of How to Get Away with Murder, Annalise tells him, and after he killed her, he was put into foster care. His name was changed to Christoph Edmund. He also, after he began working for Annalise, killed Sam Keating, which is Annalise's husband. And this happened, this was like a huge event in the first season. They were trying to figure out the murder of a girl, and they thought that Sam did it, so they always believed he was guilty. And then Sam was trying to hurt Wes's girlfriend, Rebecca, who was also maybe guilty of killing this girl. And anyways, the two were fighting, and Wes killed Sam, and they burned the body, all of the law students who were interning for Annalise. And yeah, so that is one thing that Wes did. A little bit later in season 2, Wes's girlfriend Rebecca does go missing, and soon they discover that she's dead. And then a little bit later, Wes shoots Annalise, who is obviously his boss, and this is kind of part of the plot too. Obviously, he has killed quite a few people at this point, but she actually wants him to shoot her. She wants anyone to shoot her. She just wants to be shot. So he does it. And then a little bit later, at the end of season 2, when Wes is trying to find his dad and get some answers about his mom, his dad gets shot, and it ends right there. So, some symptoms that Wes has, and he has many, but I just chose these two like huge symptoms to analyze. The first is repressed memory, and according to the DSM, repressed memory is an inability to recall important personal information, usually of traumatic or a stressful nature, that is too extensive to be explained by ordinary forgetfulness. So, I'll explain this more in depth in a minute, but the second one that I chose, the second symptom, is chronic insomnia, and this is one or more of the following sleep-related complaints: difficulty initiating sleep, difficulty maintaining sleep, waking up too early, or sleep that is chronically non-restorative or poor in quality. And this case of insomnia, Wes's case, has been triggered by anxiety and depression from obviously all of his traumatic life events. So, the causes and course of repressed memory in the case of Wes are, well, obviously he began to repress it just after he killed his mom because he never even remembered that. And the more and more events that are occurring in his life, the more he pushes the death of his mother away, and he just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And even though he doesn't repress other memories, he keeps obviously killing people or trying to kill people. So he's not really, he's not aware that the behavior he exhibits is harmful to others. And this kind of backfires on him, as you can see with the insomnia. So, basically, his mother's death is the only event that he forgets, sort of, that he represses, but it's not the only harmful event. And other harmful events have caused him to even maybe forget his mom's death more. And later on, he'll start to think about it more, and this is because of when he shoots Annalise, he just, wants to know what happened. And here is a linked video that you can go to and watch. Just go to that real quick.
Today we're talking about repressed memories. What are they, and are they even reliable?
So this video is really good at explaining repressed memories, and it just explains kind of how how studies have shown maybe repressed memories that have been brought back up aren't real memories, they're false, because therapists and psychiatrists are trying to get the memories out of the person, and eventually they just make something up. They don't know it's made up. The therapist doesn't know it's made up, but it is made up. So that kind of goes into depth about that, and are repressed memories actually real? And the conclusion is, yes, they are. But you can go watch that video. So here are some causes and courses of insomnia in Wes. So Wes's insomnia was triggered by anxiety and depression. And in this case, when he first started experiencing insomnia, his whole life, all of these tragic events, the first time he ever experienced it was when he shot Annalise. So also dramatic traumas like shooting someone can cause insomnia. But even when he does start experiencing it, he doesn't consider all these later events in his life detrimental to his insomnia. He kind of just thinks, oh, I'm not sleeping, I'm in law school. Okay, obviously he knows that he's not sleeping because of events, but he's never going to admit that to himself or to anyone else. So he uses law school as an excuse. And he goes to the doctor and demonstrates insomnia because he wants pills to sleep, obviously. And the doctor says, no, you need help, you need to talk to someone. And he makes a joke about killing himself because he can't sleep. I mean, he's not sleeping because of these traumatic events, which he doesn't want to die from, but he feels some kind of pain from them. So this is when he's admitted for, well, they don't know what he's admitted for, but he does have chronic insomnia because of these events. obviously a lot of other problems. So, prevalence, it's really hard to pinpoint just how many people have repressed memories, just because usually they don't know, usually other people don't know. So yeah, that's pretty difficult. But like the video explained before, I forgot to tell you, there's a little video down here about chronic insomnia, and it just explains the difference between that and other types of insomnia. But back to this. There is a little video, or not a video. What am I saying? Okay, repressed memories. Sometimes they're not actually real. And then chronic insomnia, about 1 in 10 adults will at some point in their life experience this. And it's noted that it's more prevalent in women than in men. And here is just the works cited. For some reason, I cannot indent. I can't tab over, so don't worry about that. But yeah, so that's Wes Gibbins.